Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this tutorial on how I make these neon signs. Lately a lot of folks have asked me how I make these bright lights, and instead of replying with text, I figured a tutorial is more useful. First of all, there are two ways of making these signs. The first one is via entity displays, which have been a vanilla feature since 1.19.4. And the other one is via this plugin called Imageframes, which makes in-game GIFs possible. I won't be going over how to download this plugin and install it. There's plenty of tutorials for that already. Instead, I'll show you how I use it. So here we are in game, and don't mind the fact there's still a lot of unfinished business over here. I'll get to that in the future. Anyways, for this tutorial I decided to use this little brown building as a kind of a test subject to show how it works. And well, I'll show the real thing. I don't think this will be the hardest sign, and well, whatever this says in the middle, I got another picture where it just says food products, so we'll go with that. And yeah, it isn't the hardest sign, and I think I can show exactly how it works with this one. We'll start with the most simple sign, which is the silver dollar sign all the way underneath here. So the first thing you want to do is measure the size of how big the sign is going to be in game, which is for me 8 blocks wide, right? So then you go to this site, BDEngine.app, and there you should recreate the space it occupies in game. So whatever background you're using, doesn't really matter, we'll remove that later on. Anyways, here it says north up there, that way. So we need to align that with the real game. And you can see that when pressing F3. And it says over there facing north. So that way is north. Which means we'll need to be facing east while building this. Right, so that's gonna be over there. And the blue arrows shows that we need to make the Z quantity to 8. That's over here, number 8. And we'll move it one block back, because eventually, when we want to spawn it by exporting to Minecraft, the command block will be placed over here, and that command block, when you move it, it should be in the air. It should not be obstructed by any block, because then the entire display thing will be a shadow. Anyways, now that we got our kind of test wall, let's see how it looks in real life. Well, not all that complicated, silver dollar. We're going for just a simple text, which is up there. Rotate it. There we go. Move it back. Like that, not too far, not too far. Over there. And then move it to the middle, which will be 4. We can fill it in over there. And once you got that, you just need to change the text. Silver dollar. By the way, I have no clue what this restaurant was back in the day. There's no information on. I'm not promoting anything. I'm not paid for this. I don't even know if it still exists, silver dollar. Anyways, what you want to do next for this glow, what I have with all my signs, is the block state over here underneath the tab brightness to 15. Sky is standard on 15. I don't know why. Keep it that way. Don't touch it. It's fine. And block should be also 15, and that makes it glow in dark. So now that we got all this, you need to set the background alpha to 0, so you don't have that background behind the text. Then finally, a text color. Black and white picture, no clue what colorize will do. Oh, by the way, this site also really useful. I'll link it in the description. It's a site basically just 1930s, 1940s street view of New York. Really useful for my project, you know. I will just go with red. Everything is red. At least a lot of neon signs, something like that. Right, then we're also gonna do it bold, because we love bold go bold or go home, they said, or something. I don't know. I'm just yapping. 6? No, 5. 5 wide. So 5 tall. And now the tricky thing with BDEngine is you don't exactly know how wide this text is going to be in game. Because it's always going to be slightly lower and slightly wider for some reason. So we're just going to try it out, and if it's looking ugly, we're going to try again. Anyways, remove the back roll now. We don't need it anymore. And now you gotta export to Minecraft, right? Get the link, copy. Then get the command block. I already got it, command block. Or do it like this, give yourself command block 1. There we go. I don't need another one. Place it over here because if you place a block, any block, doesn't matter what block, it will always be at a it will always spawn at this certain location, and that location in the editor is the same location as the command block in game. So remember that for anything you want to build, that will be the exact place where it will spawn. So if you got that all measured out, gotta go in game, copy the link, press the button, and there we go, silver dollar. And then if we go in night, shaders on, there we go, it's glowing. Glowing like all the other signs over here. That's exactly what we're going for. That's by far the easiest sign you can make with block displays or image frames, whatever. But now we also want to do the image frames. We no longer need this because for the image frames we're gonna be needing a lot of different sites except for BDEngine. So let's just start with the high grade sign, I suppose. High grade is some food products company from way back when. Doesn't exist anymore, so I'm not promoting that either. So what we're gonna do is measure how big that's gonna be. Yeah, I guess. Wait. Over here, we will have that kind of zigzag pattern above. Over there. That way, there we go. I'll change that later on. I don't know if I'm gonna do that right now. And then the high grade text will be again 8 wide and let's say two blocks tall. Yeah, 2 blocks. That's gonna do the deal. Then you gotta go to paint.net or any thing like that. I don't care. I don't know. And change the format to the same size as in game. And what I usually do to keep it simple is every 100 pixels is 1 block. So it's gonna be 800 pixels wide and 200 tall. No, what? Not 800 wide and 200 tall. There we go. Gave the background some freaky color so it stands out because we'll be needing to cut out the background eventually. And then we're gonna need to go to Canva because they got a GIF editor and it's the only free one I could find easily. And we're gonna need this background because if you're using Canva for free, you cannot change the size of this canvas you're using. So I'm gonna need this kind of red bar I have over here again as some helping background, just like the white concrete wall in BDEngine. We'll remove that as well later on. But for now it's really useful to have that because then we know exactly how wide and tall everything's gonna be. So now that we got the background, I guess it's time to make those wonky letters. Let's see if they got any letter font for this high grade. There we go. How big's gonna be? 100? But maybe even more. We'll just go for white. I don't care. White. There we go. Different letter fonts. Let's see. Nah. Oh, look at that. Yeah, we go with this. Make it a little bigger. You know, it's really gotta fit into this space. Oh, look at that. Like it was meant to be, kinda. Maybe we can. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. And to make it flickering, because that's the point of this part of the tutorial, is you'll need to create a second frame, and then we're gonna make this black, because no matter how bright it will shine, black doesn't give any light. Which means if these two frames are played behind each other, look at that, it's flickering. We're gonna put this into 1 point, no, 2 seconds, and this one we're gonna go for 1.5. There we go. Then we gotta download this GIF. Almost there. There we go. Almost there. There we go. Then we gotta go to yet another site called Ezgif, and here we're gonna finish up the entire thing, right? So get in high grade. There we go. Then first of all crop, because we can't do that for free in Canva, which is absolute bullshit, but we gotta do with it. So there we go. Then just over there, doesn't really matter that much. Crop image. Let's go. Then we gotta do effects and um, with replace color with transparency. That's the one you'll be needing for, and then custom hex. And with this little thing, you can select the exact right color. Put this first to like 30% or something. Apply selected. Save. Send it to myself in Discord because that's easy. So open in browser, then copy this link. But we also gotta need this invisible glow item frames. I'll also copy this command into the description so everyone has it. Alright, so make sure all of these places are covered in glow item frame. Then image frame select. Alright, there we go. Then image frame create. We're gonna call this one high grade URL. That's no wait, that's not the URL. Image frame create high grade. This is where the URL comes in. No, copy it all. Oh no, copy it all, every one of it. And then selection. That's the one you need. And there it is. And if we're going into shaders again, nighttime, oh, midnight. There we go, it's glowing, just like the rest. So the most basic signs are made this way, you know, with just the text display and the image frames. But within BDEngine, so we're going back to bdengine.com, or .app, sorry. There's way more you can do, and I'll be showing that right now. So what we're gonna do now is add in some blocks and different types of fonts, because that's also possible. And that way you can make really nice, unique signs. I mean, you don't need to make signs, of course. With BDEngine, you can make practically anything. I also built cars and statues with it. I'll show that in a minute. But anyways, for now, the blocks and different fonts and how to use those um, in your displays. So this their flavor wins flavor sign, we're gonna be building that. I think again it's gonna be, let's see, 2 blocks tall maybe. It's gonna be 8 wide, 2 tall. Maybe more, I don't know. Does it? No, not more. 8 wide and 2 tall. So there we go again. Dwarf up there. Then jungle, jungle, wood. So look at that. 1 block to the back. Then 8 by 2. There we go. Then we're gonna be how we're gonna make this circle. I think we can just use either blocks or items. And I think a sunflower would go nicely. Because you can just you don't need to make the entire circle by yourself. I mean, you can do that. I've also done that. I'll show that as well later on. Block state 15 at brightness again. And then we're gonna make it a little bigger. I guess 3 by 3. Yeah, that's gonna be it. Over there, maybe? Yeah, over there. Suppose. Then text. We're gonna add in some little text again. It's basically just the same thing. As I said, it's just the same principle all over again. Now remove the background. Very important step. Block back to 15. And now we're gonna be adding a little different letter font. And we're gonna do this in this site, texteditor.com/font converter. And I'll be adding this to the description as well, that link. So don't worry about that. What was it called? Their flavor. Their flavor. Let's see this bold italic. I like that. There we go. We're gonna need an extra text. You can just copy it, by the way, and then move that one around as well. Wins flavor. Wins flavor. Wait, does it say that? Their flavor wins flavor. That's it. Bold italic again. There we go. Now the trick part, because this is how they show up in the editor, but they will show up in game as like the right letter font. Don't worry about that. The thing you really need to worry about is the size, because I honestly have no clue how big it's gonna be. So we're just gonna try things until it works. 3 big, this one as well, 3 and 3. Move it around a bit. I hope this all looks good. There we go. Gonna do it with the command block again and see if it. Nah, it's too big. But we're getting there. Oh, and if we want to remove something, which is also really useful to know, at the same position as the command block was, doesn't have to be the command block, but it's about the place, the place. This is where the game registered the display. So if you want to remove it with world edit, for example, you can just do cut -e. -e means including entities. So if you do that, it doesn't work, but if you do it again, it will work. And no clue why, but it always works the second time. No doubt in that. And if it doesn't, just try it a third time. And but we're gonna get it back. If you don't have world edit, the editor has a built-in remove commands. So we're gonna use this kill. Minecraft kill, otherwise it won't work with fast async world edit. And one thing you also need to do is block display, item display, and text display are all 3 separate things basically. So that's why you need 2 or 3 separate commands to remove all of it. So that's why I really recommend, if you want to build like I do, get a server and get world edit, and also get Imageframes, because that's a plugin, and plugins only work on servers. So really recommend it. Get a server. There we go. It's all removed. Oh, and also this works with distance of 2. Like you can go further away, and it will still be in the same range because the distance is 2. And I suppose that's too blocks or something like that. Anyways, if you go further away and there are a lot of different entities around it, and you increase that number to, for example, 8, the range will expand drastically and will remove a lot of other signs as well. So I really recommend using World Edit. Anyways, all we gotta do is move this one a bit over there, then export it once again, then command block again. There we go. Look at that. Just works. Just works perfectly fine. Gonna need a different background though. Set red terracotta or something like that. Ah, look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Simply beautiful. And finally, wait, we're gonna remove it once again. Once more. Like that. We're gonna make it a little bigger. You know, this is 10 blocks tall. Because if you can see that on the old picture, there's this little edge around it, and I'm gonna recreate that as well. So we don't need the Unicode fonts anymore. We're gonna white concrete. Now I'll also show you how to do your things with normal blocks. You know, you can size them anything you want. But for this one, we're gonna go for a very narrow strip, 0.1 wide, then 10 tall, right? Because this sign will be 10 blocks tall, and 0.2, no, 0.15. I think that works just fine. We'll go, and then we're gonna put it right at the edge of this block, because remember this block is where our wall is in game, so it just needs to be outside of the wall. Then also all the way over here to the other end of the building. That we can also adapt it a little bit more over there. There we go. Then finally, we're gonna do this thing up here. We're gonna remove our temporary zigzag pattern, set air, and that's 1 block tall. So we once again gonna use that like little help background, I suppose. So exactly 1, and this is gonna be 10. I think no, 9. And this one gonna be 8. There we go. That's all. That's our wall in game. Remember, we're gonna remove that once we're finished. And oh, before I forget it, those 2 walls, we're also gonna make them shiny, because I like shiny. Now we're gonna make these not 10 tall. That's not what we need. 1. I think we're just gonna go for 1. What does it look like? Like that. Very shallow, right? Wait, how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, 7. We're also gonna make it a bit thicker. Suppose 2. No, 3 maybe. That's it. Right? So now we're just gonna move it around a bit. We're gonna make this. This is 90, right? 100. No, 115. 115. Rotation of 115 degrees. And this one gonna be. I'm not good at maths. How the hell are we gonna do that? Is that 75? No, so 65. 65, that's it. There we go, copy it all over. Copy it once again. Oh, by the way, this is like snapping onto the grid. But if you don't want to do that, you just gotta press shift, and then you can smoothly look at the difference, you know? It's either this or this. Look at that. Lot of difference in smoothness. Oh, look at that. There we go. Now we're gonna make these ones a little shorter. 1.8. No, 1.8. This one as well. 1.8. Or 1.9. I think we're gonna go for 1.9. Actually, so that will fit just fine. Then we're gonna select this all. Deselect that one. Then move it to its right location. It's not perfect, definitely not perfect. We're gonna make this 95. This one as well, 95, 95. You know, this is usually how I do it, just trying until it looks good. Oh, there we go. Try it once more. Look at that. Beautiful, ain't it? Remove that. No, actually not. We're gonna move it to south, down. Anyways, so this is the high grade sign. Remember, we already got it. We don't need to change that anymore. And then, wait, where's the other picture I got? There we go. What does it say? Food products. And we're gonna make that text red, I suppose. So get that text again. Wait. 4, 5 tall. Gotta make it a different color just to know where the text will be and where the text won't be. No, not red. The text is already red. What's a nice background for? We're going for red. I don't care. Red. It's radical, man. It's red. 15 again. Background gone. Text is gonna be white and bold. Food. Right, food. Copy it. Products. Now we're gonna make it really big. How big? 10? No more. 15. 15. No, 10. No, 9. I think 9? I suppose 9. There we go. Products. No, wait, it's always wider in game as in expected. So we're going for 8, 8. This one will be 8 as well, and 9 tall. Food products, there we go. I suppose that this looks nice. There we go. Remove this once again. Oh, and now it's really useful to save this. High grade sign. There we go. I got it all saved up. Saved on device because my editor is already full of other displays, you know. You just saw how big Times Square is, right? Anyways, I suppose it's done now. Oh, there we go. We're gonna make this red as well. Terracotta and over here as well. Look at that. Now, if we go to midnight once again, look at that. With shaders, even better, of course. I think we got just another sign completely done. Anyways, I hope this has been helpful to anyone watching this, and leave a like, subscribe, whatever. I don't care. No, actually, I do care. Please do that. Please do all of that. And also join our Discord server, because over there you'll be seeing the most beautiful builds from all over this server. Not only New York, but all over the world. So it's a beautiful community. Please join it. It will be worth it. Trust me. We'll be also hosting some events now and then, and someday soon there will be an open day where everyone can walk around this beautiful place and many other places around the server. So please come and join the Discord server, and I hope to see you on the open day.